everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of Quarantine Cooking with Lou. Today I'm making a key lime pie, and that's by special request of a lot of my friends. I've been making this one for years, and it is also, along with most of my recipes, really easy and delicious. The ingredients you'll need are plain biscuits, just use whatever you've got, butter, limes and lemons, sweetened condensed milk, thickened cream, eggs, and the equipment you'll need is a measuring jug, spatula, a zester or a grater, juicer, a bowl, and the tin you'll need is, I think that's a 12-inch tin.
9-inch.
Lined and greased. It's a tart tin, but a pie dish will work just fine. First, separate your egg yolks from your egg whites. Next we need to crush your biscuits. Normally I do that in the food processor, but today I'm going to go with the old-fashioned method that I used to do when I was a little girl, and that's doing it with a Ziploc bag and a rolling pin. It's lets out a little bit of pent-up aggression, and it's very therapeutic. Okay, here we go. Damn you, coronavirus. I hate you, coronavirus. COVID-19. So, there we have 200 grams of crushed biscuits ready to go to make our pie crust. If you do have many moments, like I sometimes do, of frustration, next time you're doing a roast, get your meat and slap it. Just slap it really hard, and that also feels really good. People might call that weird, but just, you know, do what you have to do. At this point, preheat your oven to 160 degrees fan forced or 180 degrees conventional. Now you'll need to melt 100 grams of butter. So just combine your finely crushed biscuit, plain biscuits, with the melted butter and mix it all together. The consistency should end up pretty much like wet sand, is what I would describe it as. Sort of clumps together a bit. When you press it, it holds its form. Anyway, then we need to tip that into the base of our tart tin. And just cover the bottom of your tin and press it with the back of a spoon to form a lovely biscuit crumb base. The base is ready now. You've got two choices. You can either refrigerate that for 20 minutes till it's cold, or you can put it in the oven for 10 minutes, which is what I'm going to do, your choice. Okay, so now we need to zest your lemons and limes. I just want to talk a bit about the lemon and lime situation. You can use lemons or limes, but I like to use both because I've researched this to the nth degree. In Australia, we don't actually get key limes. We get Tahitian limes, and they're not quite as zingy as the ones over in Florida and America, the key limes. So a lot of people have commented that the best option is to use in Australia is to use a combination of limes and lemons, because the limes obviously have that very limey, fragrant kind of tropical flavour, but your lemons give the zing that these Tahitian limes can lack. So really, the bottom line is just whatever you can get hold of, but the ideal is a combination of both. Okay, next you need to juice your limes and your lemons, and you need to, I don't know how many you'll use, approximately 4, but depends on the size of your citrus fruit, but you need a total of 100 mils of freshly squeezed citrus juice. Okay, we've got everything ready to make our key lime pie filling now. So get everything out on your bench. Here's my cooled and cooked pie crust, biscuit pie crust. As I said, you could have just put that in the fridge. You don't have to cook it, it's just a personal preference. Put that out of the way. So now we just have to mix everything into our bowl. So that's our 100 mils of freshly squeezed lemon and lime juice. We've got 4 egg yolks. We've separated that from the egg whites. I'm going to put the whites to the side and we will use that later to make the meringue topping. That is also optional. You can just put cream on top of a key lime pie, which is what they do in Florida, but it's this is the little Louis touch. Okay, so in go your 4 egg yolks. We also put in 1/3 of a cup of thickened cream. And we put a whole tin of sweetened condensed milk. I only ever use Nestle for this because I've used home brands from supermarkets, and they just in baking, they're not as good. They're fine to make mayonnaises and things like that, but for baking, Nestle all the way. If you don't have a mix master with a whisk attachment, you can just whisk by hand. So whisk that vigorously by hand for about 5 minutes because you want to try and lighten it up. But if you have a mix master, do it with that. It turns out better. Okay, that's been whisking away there for 5 minutes in the mix master. So we just pour this straight onto your pie base, your biscuit crumb pie base. And we're going to put that into the 145 degree fan forced oven. We're going to put that in for approximately 15 minutes. And into the oven it goes. Bye-bye. Okay, that's our key lime pie all finished. That was actually 13 minutes in the oven. You want it to have a slight bit of wobble in it, and then it's ready. Okay, so key lime pie is finished. You could just have that, let that cool. Once it's cool, you can put a little bit of whipped cream on it if you like and serve it, and it is absolutely beautiful just like that. But as I said to you, my little special Louis touch is to put some meringue on top, and that is what makes it the best. To cook your meringue topping, you'll need to change your oven to fan grill mode or grill at a setting of 180 degrees. To make meringue in your mix master, you'll need the whisk attachment. Really, really important for your bowl and your whisk to be super clean and free from any kind of fats or oils, because then the meringue won't whisk up nice and lightly and become airy. So you need, little tip is just get vinegar, white vinegar, and a paper towel, and just give the inside of your bowl a wipe down with vinegar, and that will dissolve any possible traces of fat or oil that may be in your bowl. And same for your whisk, just make sure that's rubbed with vinegar. Little tip for meringue makers out there. Now you'll need to get those egg whites that were separated from earlier on, from your eggs, put them into your bowl and start whisking. To your 4 egg whites, you slowly add 1 cup of caster sugar, fine sugar. Slowly, a couple of tablespoons at a time, add it until it's thick and glossy and beautiful. Okay, soft peaks formed, it's time to start adding the sugar. Okay, that is the meringue ready. After adding the last of the sugar, I let that go for about another 5 minutes to make sure all the sugar granules are dissolved. And that's what it looks like. And if I tip it upside down, not going anywhere. So thick and glossy and ready to spread on top of your key lime pie. Okay, so at this point you can just flop that on, that's the word, spoon it on, spatula it on to your pie, your meringue topping, and spread it around. But what I'm going to do is, because I have a piping bag, and if you have a piping bag, this is a much prettier way to decorate your pie. So we're going to pipe it on all over the top of the pie. Look, you eat with your eyes, people. It just looks a lot prettier. And there it is, meringue piped on top. And I'm going to put that in the oven now. Again, it's 180 on the grill setting, and I put my rack in my oven quite high because we're going to actually grill the top of that. In we go for approximately a few minutes. Just keep your eye on it, make sure it doesn't burn. So here it is, all finished, my key lime meringue pie, filled with that tangy, luscious filling and that super sweet, yummy meringue on top. You are going to love it, I promise. So thanks for joining me again on my episode of Quarantine Cooking with Lou featuring key lime pie. I hope you enjoy it, I know I will, and I look forward to next episode.